At this forest edge, survival begins with choices about shelter, water, and time. The songbird evaluates its options in the humid dawn. The precarious branch bends under its weight, shedding. As the mist opens, those choices become a map of cover, distance, and access. In the pre-dawn light, the bulbul shifts to a lower branch, its gaze fixed on the shoreline. Yet the bank records a different condition. The water has already withdrawn from its former edge. Hi there. We're introducing a new feature where I can read this aloud in a natural, human-like voice. With water declining and one structure already lost, the next choice becomes a comparison of competing risks. The first fork can carry weight, but its open position leaves every approach visible from above. In the pre-dawn mist, the agile songbird finds purchase on the stable fork. Guided by the breaking light, the female's weight bends the slender side fork, revealing a steadier path within the canopy. The male watches her close. The second fork reduces exposure, yet each gust keeps its support moving after the air has passed. The female makes a short crossing through the thorn gap, leaving the still swaying branch behind. She lands at the concealed junction, where this inner fork limits both exposure and movement, but its cover conceals the root directly beneath it. The shed skin is now oriented towards the nesting fork.
A cautionary chirp echoes through the clearing.
I am moving to investigate further. The trace confirms a ground risk, yet the stronger cover and controlled support make this the most workable compromise. Construction must now begin. Construction begins with loose material, but every strand must be made to resist the same wind that removed it from the earlier structure. The female carefully secures the fiber.
She's using her claw to hold it against the bark.
A temporary anchor. They need a tighter weave. The first loop provides shape, but shape is not enough. A rough root fiber can create the grip that smooth grass and bark lack. With practiced precision, the female songbird secures the coarse root fiber, weaving it tightly into the growing nest structure. The songbird bends the fiber, applying tension that whitens the material. A final pull snaps it, forcing the bird to find an alternative. Where the rigid fiber breaks, spider silk supplies elasticity, completing the frame without forcing the flexible support into a fixed position. The storm tests the structure, forcing the female to brace against the rim. The nest bends but holds fast. Grip, elasticity, volume, and camouflage now work together. The structure can move with its branch, and the structure now contains its first egg, turning every departure from a construction choice into a biological risk. With the female remaining over the clutch, movement shifts to the male, and each repeated delivery makes the nest route more predictable. The female bird stays low over the eggs, her attention drawn downward by a passing shadow. The earlier trace has become a confirmed route below the nest, just as the first sound inside the clutch begins a new and less movable stage. The chick's beak breaks through the membrane, the first sign of life. The mother bird adjusts the egg, ensuring the hatchling. The second egg gives way, revealing the largest chick, who immediately joins the first. Soon, the third egg cracks. Hatching replaces a protected clutch with continuous demand, linking the fixed nest to a feeding route that must now operate again and again. New demand is continuous, but the available prey is not. Each delivery must connect several small feeding surfaces into one usable route. Keep a close watch. I have found the offering. Good, they are waiting. Now to return with our bounty. By linking fig leaves, wet bark, and the creek margin, the adults shorten each search and combine feeding with the sanitation the crowded cup now requires. The female carefully disposes of the waste before seizing an opportunity for a quick meal, converting the sanitation trip into a feeding run. The circuit is working. The hatchlings respond more strongly, but the same efficient approach is beginning to leave a repeated mark around the nest. Efficiency has stabilized the brood, yet repetition carries information in both directions. The same landings that deliver food now guide movement beneath the shrub. The repeated signals below the nest have become a route upward, and the first task is no longer concealment, but keeping the climb beneath the thorn line. The rat snake continues its lateral climb, dislodging a bark scale that reveals a thorn-lined route.
Warning call.
Keep away.
Stay back.
Leave them alone.
Don't touch our nest. Direct removal is not possible here. Alarm passes can delay the ascent, but every diversion also removes food and shade from the brood above. Keep back.
Get away.
Alarm calls. Threat approaching the nest. Get back. The alarm now extends beyond the nesting pair. Broader movement changes the branch itself, turning unstable cover into a temporary barrier. At first, the cooler schedule restores part of the lost feeding time, concentrating movement into the brief hours when nearby insects remain active. With the water level falling, Character A finds resources scarce, locating only a single meal. But the same route is changing beneath them. The water surface has fallen below its earlier marks, reducing the wet margins that concentrated prey. Alginib. The parent returns with one small prey item. The largest chick takes it quickly. All three chicks demand more, while the other... As the chicks grow larger, the creek loses continuity. Demand is increasing at the same moment the original circuit breaks into smaller, less productive parts. The escalating drought offers little sustenance. One parent returns to the nest, while the other continues the search. The established circuit no longer closes, but the remaining dragonflies provide a direction. The next search must continue beyond the pools. With the upper pools exhausted, the creek no longer serves as a feeding site. It becomes a line of evidence leading beyond the established territory. The female songbird tests the sunlit rocks, finding them too hot, and quickly retreats to the cooler shade of the roots. Following the clue increases distance and exposure. The remaining cover is now fragmented, so each movement must connect one shaded point to the next. The songbird climbs to a higher perch, the branch shadow shifting beneath it. Descending into the fence line shadow, the bird direction. The female songbird reaches the fence and descends towards a potential water source. The male watches from above. The open orchard is also a hunting space. The shikra's passage makes the shortest approach unusable and shifts the search toward the narrow covered edge. Here the stain is active. An intermittent drip keeps a small patch damp, concentrating larvae and insects where the surrounding orchard remains dry. The bulbul continues its diligent search, turning over leaf litter. Finally, a single successful catch. The songbird lands in the safety of the shrub's shadow, assessing the path ahead. It crosses the exposed ground to a fence post,